Hello and welcome to this video on tips for tackling the test for City and Guilds. So let's talk about the basics. The test is split into a non-calculator section and a calculator section. The non-calculator section is 15 marks and has been allocated 25 minutes. The calculator section is 45 marks and has been allocated 1 hour and 20 minutes. You will be given the non-calculator section first and will only be allowed to move on to the calculator section when you are finished. Really important that you finish all of the questions to the best of your ability on the non-calculator section before you move on to the calculator section. Before you do the test, we recommend that you use the familiarization tool. This will let you have a go at building all of the different types of graphs, making tables and drawing diagrams using their system. On the next slide we'll talk about some things that you should know that weren't on the familiarization. So first we're going to talk about drawing graphs. The graph drawing tool is very powerful when used correctly. You can make really good graphs using it. First thing we need to remember, just because we're making it on computer does not mean we should forget about labeling your axes, labeling your data, and giving the graph a title. You will be marked down if you don't. Important thing to note is that some questions will ask you to choose which type of graph, so you need to be confident about which one you will choose. Before you ever plot any of your data, you should go into your axis labels and set it up properly. You should use the top and bottom numbers smartly so that when you add dashes they give nice numbers. If you're a bit confused about what that means, I'd recommend going back to the explainer video called Picking a Chart and a Scale. Try to have the right number of spaces so that the spaces fall on a big line. On the graph paper they'll give you, there's big lines every 10 squares, and if you can get your spaces to line up with those, it will make plotting your points a lot easier. The calculator. In the second part of the test, you will be allowed to use a calculator, and the calculator looks like this. It can be found in the top right by clicking this symbol here. Sometimes it won't be in the top right, and that will be because you've scrolled down on the page. All you have to do is scroll back up to find it. However, we would recommend, as soon as you start a new question, open the calculator up, because you will need it. If you're given a box that says show all your working, put your working in. If you type something into the calculator, you should also type it into the box to keep a record of what you've done. Use it exactly as you would a piece of paper when you're working stuff out. If you're given a box that asks for an explanation, you need to put an explanation in the box. Use the working out to explain and make sure you're 100% sure what the question is asking.